Hello, everybody. I hope you have had a wonderful Christmas and you're enjoying the year 2018. In this little video, I really want to talk to you about something very, very important going on in the sphere of English language learning for quite a long time. If you're watching this video and you got caught by the title, then I presume you might be interested in looking for a perfect tutor or looking for a perfect school where you can start learning English at an unimaginable speed. So what I want us to discuss today is a little bit of my insider's view on the subject, because I know how difficult it might be to look for something when you're on your own and nobody else around you is doing the same thing, and you have to be very, very careful about your choice and you're afraid to make a wrong choice. So because you're watching this video in English, I presume that you can speak English a little bit to an extent that allows you to understand me in this video today. So my name is Lilia. I'm a professional English teacher. I teach on Skype and I've been in this field for about 10 years now. Today, I'm going to take you through 4 most common methods in the world of ELT that you can read when you're looking for a tutor, and you can browse through their profile and have a look at their CVs or look at the profile of the school you're about to choose. So what I want you to do today is just listen to me very carefully and finally pick up the method that suits you best. So here comes the first method I want to talk to you about. It is the communicative method. It's being widespread around the world today, and the main thing you'll be required to do in the classroom, which is run by means of the communicative method, is having to speak English a lot. So if you're hiring a private tutor who's claiming that they use the communicative method, you need to expect that all of the speaking time in the perfect world will belong to you. So your teacher should be there to show you the way, to correct your mistakes, to give you the words that you don't know. But this is a great method that works if your tutor is a native speaker or they can speak English at a very, very high level, and you want to reach that level, and you know they're being natural, and you know that you want to improve your speaking speed, or you want to speak English better, you want to expand on your vocabulary or anything like that, then this should be your choice. It very rarely happens in its pure form, and now I'm going to tell you the reason why. So here comes the second method. It's called the translation method, and as you can see, the name implies that a bit of translation is going to be used in your lessons run by means of this method. So if you choose to learn English by using the translation method, be prepared to work with word lists, do a little bit of translation every now and then. So that is okay. This method can bear fruit if used wisely. So don't think that this is a bad method because everyone thinks that, oh no, we should only speak English, we should never translate. Translation is a great skill, but if you choose to translate most of the time, be prepared to not be able to speak English as fluently as you would love to, because generally if you have this translation bit in your brain, as I have said earlier in my earlier videos, you may find it very difficult to jump straight into the English narration when you speak if you choose to jump over that translation intermediary. So you have to bear that in mind when choosing the translation method. Word lists are great. Not everything could be learned through translation. No languages could be rendered in another language fully equivalently by just replacing the words by translated words in the target language. So have to be aware of that. Be very careful when going for that method. Okay, here comes method number 3, and it is called combination. Combination might happen both accidentally or purposefully. So when a teacher chooses to combine the communicative method and the translation method on purpose, wisely, reasonably, knowing exactly where the combination will work and knowing exactly where each of the methods will work, then it could be very, very productive. So translation methods might work great when you're learning specific words. So for example, if you're learning something like this, a beer mat, I have no idea why I've got it on my desk. A mobile phone, a digital camera. So this could work very, very well, because obviously you'll have to spend a lot of time describing the words artificially. We can just hear the name, and it works great at lower levels. If you choose to go for a higher level of English, and obviously the farther you go, the more abstract words appear in your way. So then probably the communicative method would have to be a primary choice. So combination works great if used wisely. You can only test it by working with a particular tutor, studying with a specific linguistic centre. You can't do it if you can't do it if you don't test it. So everything should be tested. The fourth method that is used widely among tutors, among linguistic centres, is the unique method, the personalised English language practice. I like to call it the psychotherapy kind of method, because when I meet a new person, and I'm one of those teachers who choose to work one-to-one with a student over any other methods of teaching English, this method basically is about talking to an individual, considering the style of learning that the individual's got, and trying to teach English. Well, I'm talking from a teacher's perspective right now, in the way that complements this particular student, so that it maximizes their learning score. And this is very, very important. I think that in one-to-one English teaching and in one-to-one learning, this personalized bit is very, very important. However, there's one thing to be aware of. If you're looking through a teacher's CV and they say that they do use the unique methodology that they have developed, it could bear fruit. So I don't have anything against personalized, personally developed methodologies or anything like that. But very often for a person from the outside, right, if you're not a teacher or you haven't been in the field for a long time, it might be really confusing, because you might think, oh, this method is so unique, it's new, it's interesting, and we're all humans, we're all natural explorers, so we like going for new things. But very often this is where the disappointment comes from. You start studying English and you think, oh, okay, it must be so unique, but then you don't get anything new, right? You don't get anything fresh, and the only thing you get is the thing that you have been getting for a long time, and you don't get anything new or fresh. But it is the beauty of the English language learning. It's not, well, the language itself is a very interesting and creative thing. So any language is a creative system. You can use it fluently by combining various bits of it and coming up with puns if your level allows you to do so. And it can be used greatly in a creative way and manner and fashion if you have reached the right level. But at the beginning, you just need to learn the basics. Like with every skill, you just need to learn a little bit of the basics. Otherwise, you won't be able to proceed with your learning. And learning the basics is really, really crucial if you're aiming to be a high level learner. You just need to get past that bit where you have to learn basics, and then you will make so much progress. But there is one little trick here. You just need to be able to start, okay? Just need to be able to start. This choice, this excessive amount of choice that we're presented with nowadays sometimes gets so overwhelming that it's very difficult to start. Sometimes we think, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to use that school, I don't want to use that textbook because it uses way too much translation. And I've heard from a friend of a friend that using translation is bad. Lilia on YouTube told me once that translation is so bad, then I shouldn't do anything. I don't want you to think like that. Basically, doing something is the key. If you want to learn a skill, it doesn't matter what you do. When you're just in the very beginning, do something. Do something. Doing something is always better than doing nothing. As trivial as it may sound, it sounds banal, and I acknowledge that, but I want you to put it into your head. Do something. Don't do nothing. All right, so try doing something. If it's only that translation method-based course books that are available in your area, go for them. They will teach you a little bit of English. Okay, you can add that natural spice to your English later on as you progress and you're able to watch films in English, watch TV programs and stuff like that in English. That will all get available to you later on your learning journey. But first, you need to start somehow, and starting is crucial. Being afraid of our own mistakes doesn't let us start. 9 times out of 10. So if you don't want to join the procrastinators, if you don't want to feel like you're a procrastinator, come on, just off you go. Start your learning journey. It doesn't matter which method you choose. If you don't speak English at an intermediate level and you want to get past that intermediate plateau, choose a person who inspires you. Choose a book that inspires you. Don't think too much about the methods. English is the final point of all those methods, and they all are great in their own respect. Just start, right? Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more from me, and I hope to see you very soon and talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.